I just want to welcome everybody to this call. My name is Crystal Clark. I am with my logo rather is FFL Undeniable, and this is Thrive. So let me tell you a little bit about Thrive before I introduce our speaker for tonight. Thrive is a baby that I birthed a year and a half ago. When I went to conference, I noticed that there were a bunch of men all across the stage, being recognized, getting rings, getting jackets. And I'm like, where the ladies at? Like, why don't we have more stuff going on for the ladies? Like, we really, really, really need to do more or something more for the females. And then I went to a regional conference and I saw a bunch of ladies up there. I said, you know what? This is what it's about. So when I came home, I wrote out my goals, I wrote out my plans, and I said, I have some bucket list items that I want to accomplish. Of course, Hall of Fame, build a huge agency, be a millionaire income earner, get multiple red jackets. Most importantly, I want to help these ladies. I want to empower us. And so I just, I have an affection and I'm a little biased to the ladies, right? I just really want us to win. Now, drop a heart in the chat because I'm about to date some of you guys. Drop a heart in the chat if you all have heard of, seen, and even watched the TV show called Wonder Woman. Anybody seen that show? She turns around, she's got the bangles on her arms, beautiful Amazon chick. Like, she was not to be played with. She was a fierce lady. And even though we have different actresses that have portrayed this particular character, it doesn't matter. Every time I have seen Wonder Woman, I put on like a long wig and I put a cape around my shoulders. And I would turn around as a little kid, got my mom's big bangles on. I just knew I was a superhero. Well, I did not realize until I became a mother. And my mother told me, she said, you are Wonder Woman. Every woman is a Wonder Woman. We do a lot, right? We wear multiple hats. We do multiple things. And so one of the things that I really, really am passionate about is empowering us and encouraging us. And sometimes we just have to fix each other's crowns, ladies, right? It's hard. We wear multiple hats. I'm not taking anything away from the guys, okay? But listen, we're mothers. We are wives, we're sisters, we're daughters, we're aunts. But most importantly, you know what else we are? We're cooks, we're physicians, we are pediatricians, we are doctors, we're lawyers sometimes because we got to diffuse fights in our house. And we're business women. We wear multiple hats. And all those hats that we wear, guess what? We can't file a 1099 form. We can't. It just comes with the job. So one of the things that I'm passionate about is empowering women to be better in this forum, in this safe haven. So this is your safe haven, ladies. This is where we come together and we talk about real women issues. Guess what? With real women. Okay. So tonight I have a lady that I've seen her from afar. She does not realize that I've been kind of watching her. And she probably won't even realize that I literally sat right behind her at our national conference this past February in Irving, Texas. I had the opportunity to shake her hand and to introduce myself to her. And I said, you know what? I would really love for you to be on our Thrive call. She said, yeah. Send me a message. I would love to be on your call. I said, okay, great. Tried like crazy to get in touch with her because she is super, super busy. But you know what? It's okay. I have a dynamic lady on my team that was very instrumental in helping me nail her down. So let me tell you who this lady is. This is Miss Digna Deleon Morris. She is a Hall of Famer. Um, for her agency as well. Her agency has done at the highest or the most her agency has done is $1.179 million in July alone. That's right. She is not to be played with. Her personal best month in this business has been $86,000 that she did on her own pen in 1 month. And not only that, let me tell you, she's a beast. She is not only a beast with herself in personal production and with team production, but she does it in not one, but two different languages, honey. That's right. She is leading the march to, chart the way for all of our Spanish speaking or our Hispanics or any Spanish speaking people out there, to get them insurance, to empower them with their own businesses, and to just be all that they can be in this industry. So I am super excited to call her my new friend. I had the opportunity to really talk to her and hug her and meet her in Cancun just a few days ago. She is just a wonderful, wonderful person. So let me just please, I need all of you ladies to please unmute. Let's give a loud, loud cheer and warm welcome for our guest speaker tonight, Miss Digna Deleon. I hope I'm saying it correctly, Morris.
Yes, you did.
Yes, Digna.
Digna.
Yes,
Let's go.
congratulations.
Hola, mamacita. ¿Cómo estás?
I'm so excited,
Hola.
ladies. Wow. Krista, can I call you Krista?
Crystal, you in your language,
Crystal.
Crystales. Hey, we got my
Yes,
own little
okay.
flair.
Crystal, Krista. I'm so excited to be here, ladies. I love ladies call. I've always have done that my entire career in other industry where I just had ladies come together. And that's the most beautiful thing you can do. So congratulations to you and KG, my girl, because
Yes.
I'm excited to be here, guys. And I just want to tell you, I'm just like you. Okay. There's nothing super special about Digna. I just want you to know that. I'm a mom of 4 children. Where are the mothers? Let's see. How many moms in the house? Let me see the moms. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a mom. Let me see. I'm a mom of 4. You know what that feels like. You know what that looks like. They just got back to school this week. So it's been crazy for me, right? So, oh my God. All mothers. I love it. There you go. So I'm excited to be here, guys. But here's the thing. I need you to pay attention. I really need you to pay attention. If you're not paying attention right now, you're doing 3 things, stop. Pay attention. Because I might say something here tonight that could change your business and it could change your life. And that's what I want to do. Because I don't want to waste your time or my time. I'm actually on a weekend getaway right now with my sister. And I did not want to miss this call. Okay. I just got back from Cancun. Awesome. And I'm excited to be here. And I appreciate you ladies for inviting me to hear from me, right? So who am I? I am Dominican. Hello, I'm Dominican. I came to this country when I was very young and I went to college. I got 2 college degrees in this country, right? So I went and got myself an education and I thought that was going to be my way out of, the 9 to 5, not enough money. Like, let me go and become somebody in corporate America and be, the boss and all that. And I did that, guys. I worked for a corporation for 22 years of my life. I was a district manager. I supervised 30 locations for drugstores. And it was like 30 different, it was crazy. I have no life. That's all I want to say to you today. I had no life. 2 college degree, no life, working around the clock, making a 6-figure income, and still broke at a high level, okay? And it wasn't just broke financially, it was broke inside because I wasn't home for my babies, okay? So that was my thing. My big why then was I need to be home with my kids. I cannot keep doing this. And I don't know who has a job here, but they suck. They really do. I mean, you need to transition to do a business, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you what happened for me because the journey is important for you to know where I am today and why it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter who said what. I'm going forward, right? Because I went through a lot to be here today. Right? And I know you're going through your journey right now and embrace that, whatever that is for you. Because for me, I was earning 6-figure in corporate America, and I was having kids, and I was not home for them. And I'm like, this is not right. I need to be home. But here's the thing for me, right? So I could have stayed home and said to my husband, just cover the bills. Guys, I don't know about you, but once you make a 6-figure income, there's no way I'm going to be home and ask my husband for money. No, that's not going to happen for me. Okay. So I said, no, I need to make good money and still be home. And I couldn't find those two things together. And my husband started doing different businesses, and we did really well. I gotta say this: I did really well in network marketing, guys. My husband and I were the top of 3 companies, and we made millions of dollars. Can you imagine? I finally quit that job, replaced my income, came home, and then lost it all again in 2016, all of it, and came back to zero with 4 children and no financial plan. And that's the reason why I'm here today. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate when I talk about anyone about my products. Because my husband and I did not have a financial plan in 2016 and 4 children. And we're like, man, nobody ever invited me to do a policy, to do any of these things, right? So my husband literally forced me to get my license, and I was so mad at him. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be an insurance agent. Are you kidding me? I worked in corporate. I could just go get another job, but I didn't want a job, and I'm like fighting, and I'm like, I got to get this freaking license. So I got the license, and I'm so grateful I did, because it completely changed my life. You guys have a license to print money. And I know somebody said that to you, and you're like, yeah, sure. You do. And I'm going to let you know today, you actually do, guys. Any businesses out there, I tried them all. Tell me one, and I tell you, I did it. Yeah, I tried that too. And I tell you, when I got this license, I did not take it seriously at the beginning. I was so much playing with this. I was like, part-time, super part-time, friends and family. Didn't know much about it. My husband was doing like all the work, and I would just show up and help him at the end. So, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't real for me until 2020. I took it seriously because I didn't want to go to a job. And I absolutely didn't want to go work for anybody. And I said, I want to be home and I want to make money. So I took it seriously in 2020. But I'm going to tell you what happened for me, because some of you guys are here for the first time. This is your first company. And you're like, okay, it's great. You don't understand what's out there, guys. I was earning 40% commission, okay? I only had 1 company. Every single client had to do medical. You only get paid twice a month, on the 15th and the 30th, okay? Everybody goes to medical, so if they don't pass the medical, they get declined, you don't get paid, okay? You only talk to friends and family. You don't do social media. That's what I did for almost 5 years. And you think you have it hard here? And then I was like, I'm always studying, and I was making 6 figures in that environment, okay, with a 40% commission. Because I'm a hard working, and I'm not gonna do anything, I gotta earn 6 figures. I'm like, I gotta figure this out. So I was a top producer in my agency, and everybody was broke. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. So I started searching, and I recruited day 1. So I had this little team of like 11 people, and I'm like, there's got to be something better. So I went to an event, Cody Askins event, back in 2021, 22, the end of 21. And I hear all these people talking about all this money. And I'm like, what the heck? They have a license like I do? They're like 40 grand a month. And my clients get approved immediately, and this and that. And I'm like, well, they're talking something that I don't know, and I need to know. I pay for the VIP. I sat in the room, and I'm listening to these people talking money. And I'm like, wait, what kind of license you have? Oh, I have an insurance license. Wait, I have one too. What company did you work for? And then that's when I found Family First Life. Guys, no one recruited me into Family First Life. I recruited myself. I'm like, what? And I started listening to all this video, because, that's one good thing about this company. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. I was like, is that even real? I didn't believe it. I said, this gotta be fake. There's no way, right? And then my friend was like, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. Mind you, I was doing infinite banking. from home on Zoom with friends and family. Just think about that. And they say, you got to buy leads, which I was really happy about that because I didn't even know there was such a thing. I was like, you could buy people to call that they want to buy something. I'm like, what? I was like, my mind was blown, right? So, but when they said you got to make 500 calls and you got to do this appointment and then you got to go to people's home, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. So I tell my friend at the time, I had manual. I came in with 10 agents right at the beginning, right? They put me in the wrong place, by the way, which I had to move from there quickly because, yeah, I recruited myself into whatever, and then I'm like, nope, don't belong there. And I said, I'm gonna do final expense from home, and I'm gonna do it on Zoom. And my friend started laughing. She's like, okay, you do that. I'm gonna go do what they said. So I didn't want to do what they said. What you guys all tell everybody, yeah, hey, you gotta buy leads, you gotta make the calls. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I know better, right? And I'm like, oh God, this is not working. And my friend did like 18,000 in a week, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing? She said, I'm going in home, girl. Let's go do the appointments. Going home, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. So I did it. And it changed my life because the first time I did that, I booked a bunch of appointments and I went out, and it was not a pretty neighborhood. It wasn't. It was, yeah, it was a little nasty. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to kill me here. This is crazy. But I did 4 policies that day, and it was like 6,000 in premium. And in my last company, I had just spent 3 months with one of my agents doing Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting and follow-ups and blood work and boop, boop, boop. Oh my God, 3 months. And I made the same money. And I'm like, dude, I did this in 4 hours. This is a no-brainer for me. And that's when I said, I have to do this. But I had a contract with another major big company in the United States that I had to stay into April. And I was super part-time. And in April, I went all in with the right team, and I went full-time in April. And in June, I had my logo. It took me 2 months. What I was looking for 5 years in other companies that I couldn't do because nobody teaches you, okay? Us not knowing is the leverage that they have on you. They had on me, and they wouldn't teach me how to get an agency, how to go up. And I said, wow, I've been looking to do an agency for the last 5 years, and I did it in 2 months in this company. Isn't that amazing? So I went to work like crazy, and I'm setting final expense. But I knew one thing. I don't know about you ladies, but I spent 22 years outside of my house working. If there was one thing that I wanted, was to be home with my kids and to be home with my family. I did not want to go doing homes. I said, I'll do it and I'll learn it, but that's not where I'm staying. And this is 2022, April, then June, I'm in home for like a few months, and I'm like, I'm going to do telesales. I cannot do this. And I started messing with telesales, right? July. And I'm like, holy cow, it was not easy. I'm telling you right now, it was not easy. I was spending a lot of money in leads, and people weren't picking up the phone, and I was not good. I was like, oh my God, I got to figure this out. But here's what I do, and this is what I suggest anyone that wants to move up quickly. Do it faster. I just did it faster. I just bought more leads. I made more calls. I got more no's. I was crazy. I worked 14-hour days. I would go in home, do a few appointments, come home and keep working until I figure it out. And then I went all in telesales, and I have been telesales since. I don't have an office. I will never get an office. And my agency is doing almost 1.2 million a month, not a year, a month, in 30 days. Everybody works from home. And it's okay to have an office, and I like the office environment. For some people that works, and there's some people on my team that are thinking about doing that, and I love that. Digna would not do that. I spent 22 years outside of my house. I like to be home. I like to make money from home and go cook dinner and do laundry and help my kids with homework and take them to school and come back and be on Zoom. I like that. And I love it. I enjoy it every day. And that's what I do all day, every day. So fast forward today, guys, you see the worst thing that could happen to you if you're going through something right now, because we're all going through something, or we're coming out of something, or we're going into something. So don't get too happy, because it's everybody, okay? So everything was going great for me. And then that agency I was with at the beginning handed me over some Hispanic people. By the way, I never worked this business in Spanish ever until August of 2023, when I did the switch to Spanish. Because, oh my God, I tell you all about that in a minute. But to bring you here today, these people came in my business that I didn't know who the heck they were, and they did some crazy business. But it's my business, it's my responsibility, and I took full ownership for that. Guys, it was over $200,000 in chargebacks that I have no clue who these people are. The worst thing that could happen to you is the best thing that could happen to you. I'm telling you right now. And I take it from Jesus. If you're not Christian, I am, but I believe in Jesus Christ. And, crucifying him was like the worst thing that could happen for all of us. But it's also the best thing. Because thanks to that, we're saved. We have eternal life, right? He saved us. So when you're going through something, because you will be going through something, if you're not going through something right now, just understand that that is making you better. Those are the times when you're going to find resources and you're going to think about things that you never did before. And that's what happened for me, because I had to figure it out. What do I do now? Do I go get a job? That was not in my book. You talk to me about a job and I will probably kill you. Like, no, there's no way I'm going to do that. I'm going to figure this out. And I had done way too many businesses to know how great this business pays, right? So I was working and I wasn't getting paid. How many people quit? Most people do. And the hell with this, because I don't know these people and all these chargebacks. What the heck do? I had a 96% retention in my business for 6 years, guys. I have clients. As a matter of fact, I haven't get it out of subject, but as a matter of fact, I had a call today of a client from 7 years ago. That's a friend that passed away. And it hurts so hard. But you know what? I'm going to deliver a $650,000 check to his wife and his two daughters. That was his coverage that I did back then for Marco. So I'm sad and it's hard, but I'm like, God, their family are going to be okay. And I had already got a $87,000 death benefit, not death benefit, living benefits for him for a chronic condition. That's how he died, from that chronic condition that he had for 3 years already. But he had an $87,000 check as part of his living benefits to pay for his mortgage and to have money to take care of himself to this point that he passed away. So what I'm saying to you guys, we have something amazing, right? So those things that happened for me got the best out of me. I couldn't see that when I was crying tears in my office, and I was just like, is this gonna work? When I was on my knees praying to God, Lord, please help me, give me something. My husband doesn't know what's going on, and I cannot tell him everything because he'll kill me. And then I started tapping into my savings. I maxed out every single credit card I had. Guys, I had an 800 credit score, okay, before this. And it went down to, I don't even want to see it at one point. I was like, oh my God, it's so bad. I didn't care. I said, I have to do what I have to do. And I'm going to get out of this. And it wasn't easy. I'm not here to tell you that it was easy. No. I cried tears and I was on my knees. I wasn't complaining. I went to work and I started recruiting and I started selling. I was selling $80,000 a month by myself just to pay the debt. Imagine, my husband's like, well, you're working. Why are you taking my money? I'm like, honey, we got to buy more leads. It's like, but you making all this money. I see you on the leaderboard. What's going on? And I'm like, no, we're good. Right? It's working. I'm building the team, whatever. And I tell you guys, I'm so grateful that I didn't give up, that I kept going, because it was so easy for me to just say, I can't do this anymore. What the heck? What am I doing? I'm working so hard to pay debt from people that I don't even know. But it didn't matter because I had a vision for this business and I knew it was going to be big. And I'm going to tell you why, because I went to an event right at the beginning when I started here. I don't know why. I got an invitation, maybe because I had 10 agents and I did like 59,000 my first month. I don't know. They invited me and I went and I sat in the front and it was Sean Mike with all of his integrity partners. And this is in Boca. I didn't know anyone in this company. No one. They didn't know me either. Okay, so I'm like, okay. So I sat in the front and I saw this number and it never left my mind. 500 people, 5 million a month agency. I said, what? 500 agents producing in a month, $5 million agency. I said, no, there's no way. And I'm going to tell you why, because my husband and I built a network marketing business that had 10,000 representatives. And it's not even close to 5 million a month, okay? Not even. And that we lost all of that because that was not our business. So when I saw those numbers, I said, I'm going to do that. And I don't care how long it's going to take me. I'm going to do that. And I haven't done it. I had 250 active agents in my agency right now. There's like 250 active, and 150 wrote a policy last month. And with that, we did almost 1.2 million. So think about the numbers. I need those 500 agents, right, to do that 5 million because it's coming. But that was the vision I saw 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. And I said, I'm going to stay there. That's the vision. I'm going to keep going until it happens. That's the difference. Until it happens. And I'm going to keep doing the work. And I'm going to be humble enough to ask for help. And I'm going to keep showing up every day for my team. And I'm going to keep building the teams and the systems. And I'm going to buy leads and I'm going to build systems. And then in 2023, I didn't never said I'm going to work in Spanish. That was not something I said I didn't even know how. But then I saw so many people in Spanish wanting this. I started doing my campaigns on Facebook and all the Spanish people would show up on my leads and they're like, I don't speak English. Oh, okay, great. I speak Spanish. No problem. Boom. And I'm servicing people in my language. And I'm like, this is so cool. It's so different. I like it, right? And then all these agents wanting to work with me because they knew I was Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, I can't help you. I would not hire agents in Spanish. You want to know why? Because there was no leads, not one lead in the, go to ILC right now. There's not one Spanish lead, not one, okay? There was no trainings, nothing. I'm like, I'm not doing that. How am I going to bring somebody? They're not going to have success because if I'm working in English, I can't even help them. So I said, guess what? I'm going to build it. And every dime that came in after that, it was to build the system in Spanish. And that's what I did. And in 2023, I said, I'm going all in Spanish. This was August. September, I recruited 47 Spanish-speaking agents, 47 in 1 month. Because I said, I'm going to do this. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to do it. And of those, there's 3 Hall of Fame. There's huge agencies in my team. Most of them are still active, making money, right? And that's what it takes. You got to make a decision that you're going to do something and stay until it happens. You just got to keep going through. Because I just realized we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. I tell you what really gives me so much joy and it just wakes me up every morning is when I hear my team talking about what they're doing with their families and with their lives. Like, I have a 21-year-old agent that has $100,000 in his bank account right now. When he came to me, he had 000, okay? He didn't even know how to talk to people. He didn't know what an IUL was a year ago. And today he has over 60 agents in he got logo already. A year later, guys, it's 1 year. He has $100K in his bank account. And he got 40 grand that he placed with leads all day investing in his business. 21 years old. He was 20 when he started with me. I have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I'm going to find you that video and I'm going to send it to you so you can share with your team. Elizabeth is from Colombia. She was in a call last week in English. She doesn't speak English fluently, but she speaks. And she was telling her story. She's been in this country, I think it's 4 or 5 years. She did every nannying, you name it, right? And she started with us a year ago, guys. A year ago, a year and 3 months, something like that. Her agency did 350,000 in July, and she was the number one producer with 63,000 herself. She has 6 figures in her bank account right now. I'm gonna buy a new home for her daughter. She's a single mom. Those are the stories that I cannot, like, I just cannot stop. Because this morning on our morning call, there was this girl that told her story, and she has a child with disability. She had lupus, and she had all these things going wrong for her. And she was telling her story today, how she's making $25K a month and building a team. So when I see that, I'm like, I can't stop. There are so many people that don't know that we have this opportunity. You have people in your lives, people that you know, people you're going to come across that you need to tell them about this. And don't be selfish, because it's not about you. Oh, I don't have the results yet. Who cares? I tell my results. Use me, KG, Krista, use us until you get yours. But don't hold that person's success because you don't have yours yet. That's not fair, right? And then I tell you one other thing. I don't have different companies that you do. I started just like you. And most of us do. The same company, same compensation, same everything. They didn't give me anything special. They didn't give anyone here anything special. It was a decision that we made, and we went to work. But you have the same platform to build a massive business. My business is going to do almost $20 million this year. I guarantee you that. Who was going to say that to me, that I was going to have a multi-million-dollar business from home today? In just short 3 years. I spent 22 years in a corporation. Tell me how much money I got from that. Tell me. Zero. I gave my sweat, my tears. I gave everything to that company. I was 17 when I started working for them. Everything. I started at $5.25 an hour in that company. And I went up. I got my degrees. I stayed there. I kept moving up. And I would give everything to that company. And I'm like, for what? When it was time to move me to regional, to a $250K salary, there was never a position for me. But yeah, they will bring a friend from another company and promote him. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm done. I need to go build my thing, right? My business. So guys, you have an amazing opportunity, and so do I. And this company, when you see what we're doing today with IULs, I don't know who's not doing IULs yet. It's only a decision away. I know some of you guys doing final expense. You're like, oh, but it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's an easier product to sell because you're talking to healthier people that have money and want to put some money away for retirement. This is easier people to talk to. I don't have to become a nurse to qualify a client, because I'm telling you, final expense, you got 1,000 medications and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, 20 applications later, he's still there. I got to give him a guarantee. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much work. And I'm telling you this today, if you didn't do the switch to IUL, start slowly. Do your IUL. Understand the product. You just every day listen to one of the YouTube from any of the beautiful people in this company, and listen to what they're doing. There's so much material. There's leads everywhere. I mean, there's no excuses for anyone here tonight to go and make August your best month. There's no reason why I want to hear the reason why you think. If anybody can tell me the reason, why do you think you cannot make August your biggest month? Can somebody tell me why you think August cannot be your biggest month? Give me a reason. Why? Anybody?
You can unmute.
Steps to open an agency. I see a question there. Zoom user, I don't have a name for you, but the steps to open an agency is to do 100K in a month with your team, 2 months in a row. And then you get your logo, and that gives you an agency. And then you can go keep building from there. So you got to start recruiting because you can't do it by yourself. Only 25% of the production could be yours. 75% has to be an actual team. Okay. Anybody here today that tell me, Digna, I don't think that this could be my best month because I don't have money for leads. That's an excuse. You have an iPhone, you have a TV, you have a car, you got money. It's not a priority. That's why it's not going to be your.
Right. Hey, Digna, listen. Lady, she came through the door with the fire. Boy, I thought I had some fire. She got some fire. Okay. I have a couple of questions for you. Okay. And then I'll open it up for the ladies. So this is a ladies call. And one of the things I said in the introduction is we are professionals at many things. We're mothers, we're doctors, we're lawyers, we're cooks. We wear all these hats. And you're a mother of 4. You're a mother over me twice over. I have 2 children. So you have 4. So you got me beat twice, okay? But I just know that one of the things that we as ladies, we struggle with is exactly that, wearing all those hats. So I know that you said one of the goals that you have is you want to be home, right? You want to be a mom. You want to be there for your kids. You want to cook. You want to wash clothes. You want to be a mom. And at the same time, you knew that you could definitely help other people and build your own business. What is a major suggestion that you would give to us ladies here on how to really overcome those personal challenges that we put on ourselves every single day while we wear all these hats?
Good question, because I go through it too, right? So I have 4 kids now. They're 3 teenagers at home, and I'm running around basketball, this, that, me and my husband like nonstop. But you have to make a priority for you to make money and to be the best you possible. Like nobody messes with my time. So what do? I get up early and I go to the gym and I meditate and I pray and I write and I read. That's my time. I'm very jealous with my time. My husband knows that he won't bother me. Nobody will bother me. They're sleeping. I'm up. So get up earlier, okay? So you could work on you. Because the better you, the better everything that gets around you. Everything, trust me, everything, right? So work on you first, because you cannot pour into someone else if you have an empty cup, right? So you got to fill yourself first, fill your spirit, right? And then once you do that, you have to be organized with your time. I see a lot of women that say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but yet they spending a whole lot of time doing a bunch of stuff that, I'm sorry, ladies, I love my kids' school and all that, but they're not going to get me to do all the stuff that they want me to do. I'm sorry. I show up for some things when I have time. I got a business to build. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be at every event. You got to make some sacrifices. I tell you, the first 3 years in this business, guys, I did not do any vacations. I missed a lot of sports, a lot of games for my son, and I let my husband go do that. A lot of movie nights with the kids. I missed those things. But today I don't have to. And I don't have to lift a finger. Listen to me, ladies. I don't have to lift a finger or make a phone call to make 100,000 a month. I don't have to pick up the phone and do one phone call and sell one policy to do $100,000 a month today. But I spent 3 years not doing anything. When I say anything, and I didn't even do my hair I was like crazy lady with the hair going wild because I was just calling and doing all these things. But you gotta know what is the sacrifice, what is the price you're gonna pay, and be willing to pay that price. It's not going to be for 10 years or 22 years like I did. It's only going to be 2 to 3 years if you focus, right? And then you got to have a calendar. Guys, People have to earn your time. I see people spend an hour talking to someone. I'm like, why? Why? You could have made 20 phone calls in that time. So people have to respect your time. Have a calendar and then book everything that you're going to do in the day. So you stay focused, you stay on task, and don't waste time. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that I know. Some people like to go to the supermarket. I don't. I get an app and I have them bring it to my door. I don't go to the supermarket. I'm not going to spend an hour to do that. Some of you guys are still doing that. I don't clean my house. And don't tell me you can't do it, because I was doing that when I didn't have the money. I have six bedrooms. There's no way in 4 bedrooms that I'm going to do that. Heck no. And it's not that expensive, guys. A policy pays you $1,000. You can get somebody to clean your house for $200. So I'm telling you, this is stuff that I do. I don't clean my house. I have somebody clean it for me. I don't go to the supermarket. I get them to bring it to my house, right? So there's a lot of things that you could eliminate. A lot of you guys are doing too many things. But yet you broke. And it's like, oh, I don't have money for leads. Because no, you got a business. You could be, guy, you got so much money in this business. My gosh. When I hear people say, well, I don't have money. How? You have a license. Are you kidding me? You have a license. You have carriers. You got contracts. Go sell something. Get on the phone. Call somebody. Do a policy for somebody. Trust me. You have people.
Facts, facts.
But
I have a
anyway,
second question, and then I'm gonna open it up because, girl, woo, you about to send me into menopause early with your fire. Look at. I'm glad it's a women's call because everybody understands what I'm talking about, or they're going to understand.
they will.
So one of the things I was talking to my workout buddy / accountability partner today. Okay, we talk every single day. And one of the things today, first of all, I just want to say, thank God for you. Thank God for you. And I'm so happy that you came on this call, and God must have known that I needed you today. Because today has been a crazy day. And then I thought about it while you were talking. I said, one thing in building a business, because I am I'm at the cusp of that takeoff. And you know what I mean? Right when everything just absolutely blows up before it gets great. I'm right there. And I know I'm there because everything's going crazy, right?
That's right. That's right.
One of the things that happens when you're there, and I know you'll agree, but I want you to talk us through it, is you get overwhelmed. We as women, we're emotional creatures, right? And we want so much. My desire, my goal, my dream, my drive is so great. I wake up in the middle of the night. I tell my team this all the time. I don't think they believe me, but it's so true. I toss and turn. I toss and turn. I have a journal next to my bed because for some reason I have all these great ideas at 2:00 in the morning, right? And I don't want to forget them. So I've gotten in the habit to be a little bit smarter, and I write them down. But I just find myself sometimes getting overwhelmed because all these things are going on and I just want it so bad. Can you just, I don't know, share with us your thoughts on how to deal with that? Because we're emotional creatures. Like, we want to cry. I love Sean's book, Punch Him in the Face. Honey, you don't want me to punch nobody. I promise you, I'm going to jail. So I need to know, like, how do we handle being just, I don't want to pull out my hair because, honey, it took me too long to grow this. But how do we, what is your suggestion on how to overcome?
Yes. We all go through it, right? We're very emotional. And that's one thing you actually have to work on, because the emotions will get you away from your goals, guys. And it will do it every single time. So it's something it's a muscle, right? You gotta build it. Just like when you go to the gym and you work out. And I tell you what, some of the things that I know I'm committed, right? So I do it when I don't feel like it. There's gonna be a lot of days that you're not gonna feel like doing anything, right? There's a time of the month, there's the hormones are crazy, and you're like, oh, I don't want to make a phone, but I don't want to do this. And I do it anyway, right? So you gotta find something to trigger you. So for me, find a journal, right? And every day write your goals, right? This is how you write your goals, guys, in present tense, right? I'm so happy and grateful now. I learned this from Bob Proctor. I'm so happy and grateful now that and I put whatever after that. And I divide that in 7 areas. And I do this every day. And I have journals after journals. And that's one of the things that keep me grounded. And when I'm like all crazy and overwhelmed, I go back to that. And I just write about my spiritual, like that I'm connected to God, that I pray every day. And I talk about that one part. And then I go into my body. I'm so happy and grateful now that I weigh whatever pounds you want to weigh, that I work out every day, that I eat healthy, that I look amazing, whatever it is for you. And then I'm so happy and grateful now that I have this amazing relationship with my husband, with my children. And I just start, and that alone, you already feel the emotion. You start doing that right now. You're feeling awesome already. I'm so happy and grateful now. And I put emotion behind it that my business is doing $1 million a month. And I'm a Hall of Fame producer and whatever it is for you, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that my bank account, I'm taking out 100,000 to buy a new car or whatever it is that you want to do. Like, see yourself doing the things that you want to accomplish, right? You got to be happy now for what's coming, because what's happened to a lot of us is that we get so desperate for wanting something and so like, it's right there, and then that's not the good emotion. That's not what you need. You need to channel your emotions towards what you already there. So you got to see yourself in that place where everything is happening. So I used to do this meditation. I do it by myself, but I used to do it with the team. But now the team got so big that it's hard for me to do, and they do it individually. But like I want you to visualize yourself in your day early in the morning. You got, if you don't have 5 minutes, you don't have a life. Guys, if you can give yourself 5 minutes in the morning before the day goes crazy, you don't have a life. So that's what I'm going to ask you today. Take 5 minutes in the morning. Take 10 minutes in the morning before everybody else wants a piece of you. You give yourself 5 minutes and you visualize your dreams. What is it that you want to accomplish? How do you want to see yourself at convention, at Ignite, or whatever event is next? What do you see happening? See yourself on that stage getting the award with the whatever jacket color you want. I do that every day. And when it happens, it's like, oh, I've been here so many times. This is so normal. I do this every morning. And it sounds crazy, but it's so real. Like, it's so real, guys. And I have faith. And here's the kicker. What faith, right? You don't have to see anything to believe because you have faith. But in this company, you don't even need that, because there's so many testimonies, so many people that already did it. Like, you have all the proof, right? So all I'm saying is give yourself 5-10 minutes in the morning. If you can give yourself an hour, that's wonderful. Work on you. Get yourself ready mentally. Affirmations, write out in a journal. Do all that visualization. See yourself where you want to be. And I know that gives me so much energy. I'm like, oh my God, I could call 100 people right now. Let's go. Like, I'm ready. And this is early in the morning. So the rest of the day is going to be a lot easier because you already plan your day. And I already have my day laid out. Like, I already know what's going to happen at 11, at 12, at 3, at whatever. So nobody could come and say, oh, can I talk to you? And then it's an hour later, you're still on the phone with somebody that you did not schedule. No, I'm sorry, honey. I'm busy today. I'm going to put you tomorrow at 11. Is that good for you? Cool. Or send me a voice message on whatever, iPhone, WhatsApp, whatever. And I'll listen to it and then I'll respond to you. But I'm not getting on the phone for 30 minutes. I could close a $40,000 policy in 30 minutes. I'm not going to do that. And you have to be selfish with your time. You do. I don't know if that helped, but that's what I do.
No, it helped me a lot, that's for sure. I want to open it up really quickly just for the last roughly 10 minutes. Do any other ladies have a question? You can either unmute or you can drop your question in the chat for Digna. I'm gonna tell you right now, you better ask her the question because, honey, This chick is hard to get in touch with. Okay, we ain't gonna catch her. She's busy.
She
Deborah,
was
you have
saying
a
that she
question?
talked about, I'm so happy that she had 7 things. We didn't get 6 or 7.
Okay, so I talked about a spiritual life, your body, your health, right? Your
Hmm.
relationship, your money, your finances, and then your personal development. How are you growing? What books you're gonna read? What seminars you're gonna go to? Who's you gonna have a coach, a mentor, and then the contribution. Who am I helping today? Because I always have somebody I'm helping today, so I'm giving back to someone, and someone is someone that's not in my team, like you guys right now. So that's part of my daily routine. Who am I gonna help today? I have stepchildren in my Zoom that I didn't make any money on them, but I help them. So there's things like that I do. I think I gave you the 7. Are you missing one?
Yep, nope, we got all 7.
Okay.
Seven.
Thank you
Yep.
so much. I appreciate you.
Of course, you're welcome. Anything else? Anybody else?
Yes. I have one, Digna. First of all, thank you so, so much.
Yay,
Um,
gee.
yes, ma'am. So I am learning so I know how to do IULs, right? And I want to incorporate it more into my business. And I've been flirting with them. Um, but I want to be better at incorporating them and moving in that direction just because I've kind of mastered final expense and it's time to level up because I want to be able to spend more time recruiting, building, and I know I can do it, right? What would you say is the best advice to scale up your personal IUL business with whether it be what type of leads or how should we go about generating our own? And also, what is your process when you're scaling up doing an IUL business? When people have that type of money where they're not doing simplified issue, do you do 2 appointments or you do everything in one? Like, tell me, what's your jam, girl?
Good question. Good question. So, there's so many leads in the company, and I know Frank Euphemia has IUL leads. Those are really amazing. They're really good. I do my own leads. You can do your own leads. You can have your own system. There's so many systems out there, and they're all work. And you can do your own video, and you just gotta copy paste from somebody else. You don't have to figure it out. There's so many IO videos out there. Just copy the best one. Look at how many comments that they have a lot of views. That is a good one. Go to Chat GPT and tell them this is what I would tell Chat GPT. I say, Chat GPT, give me a winning Facebook ad for IULs. I want to target males, female, 25. You want them 25 to 55 years old. You don't want them older than that because they're still
Mhm.
working and they got some money. And they don't give you what to say, but you have to pay Facebook and you have to know what you're doing because a lot of people are doing videos and they're not getting any leads. No, pay somebody. There's so many systems out there. Find one. And they're not that expensive. I mean, if you pay $500 for a system, $1,000, it's not a lot of money, guys. It absolutely isn't. And if you do $50 a day on Facebook and you get 3 or 4 leads, they just put the information. That's a great deal. You'll close one. Now, what do I do when I get that client? I want to close in one call. I am not booking an appointment. That is never my intention. It would never be my intention. I'm going to try to close them on that phone call because that is the time that they have. And today is the best day to do this right now, right? So you want to go through your whole presentation. You want to share screen, right? And you want to be able to show them what I'm going to do for you, KG. I'm going to send you a training on IULs and how I do it. I'm even gonna send you a recording that I use for my team where I do a client from A to Z, like a fake client on the phone, like every step that they follow. So follow up with me on Monday, please, because I'm out for the weekend, and I will make sure you have that for you to have. And I'll give you my script also that I follow. I created a script in Spanish and English that I built from the ground up. And it's not that I'm super smart. No, I pay a coach and I use what was
Okay.
there and I put it all together and it's very psychological. It has a lot of for people to, the questions are gonna have them respond. and take action. So I'll make sure I get that to you guys, so you at least have a script to follow. But some of these people, they already saw enough, and they're looking for something. Your job is to be the person to help them, right? To find the right company. I don't do a lot of simplified IULs, to be honest. I do mostly NLG and FNG. And then those people that want just $200 a month, obviously they're going to go into an America or a Mutual of Omaha, IUL, which is fast. But anybody that wants $300, $400, $500, $1,000 a month, they're going to go into a different product, because we got to build those illustrations for them.
Mhm.
I hope that
One
helps.
thing, I don't know about KG, it helped me. But we gonna take it, whatever you got, Digna.
Yeah.
One thing is, I don't know. Again, I think God set this whole thing up, because I've been running into a lot of Hispanic people lately, and they're looking for something. And so, thank you. I'm glad that you have both languages, because now I've been using you for at least the past 30 days. I said, well, I know a business partner, she speaks Spanish. As a matter of fact, she's leading the Hispanics in this industry and in our company. Totally, like, and so it's the door is opening. I think that, honestly, I think the challenge that you had in tran and maybe it wasn't a challenge, I don't know, but transitioning to really just specifically or really target that audience because you saw the need. I think on the flip side, for us that don't speak Spanish at all, it's hola and adios, and I can count. That's about it, right? But at least I can count, like, so I know the numbers. But for us, it's almost like, I feel like sometimes it's a little bit of a barrier, because they don't trust. They're like, well, you don't even speak my language, so I can't relate. But I use your story, and now it's open up, and now we have the relatability, because you got to have that. You got to
Yes.
find that common ground. Yeah. So I'm happy you have a Spanish script. I can let them know, listen, we got a Spanish script. I think that's all they need. They just need to have that comfort. And then I got to ask, because I was excited. And again, I don't even speak Spanish, but I just know what it can do. When are you going to do another Spanish call?
It's
Because
coming.
I know it was fire. Because I sent a couple of agents over there, and they told me, they were like, oh my God, when are we doing this again? So I'm asking for all of my Hispanic. When you doing another call, girl? Because they looking for.
So after Ignite in October, I'm gonna start again doing those weekly calls on Tuesday for the entire company, so everybody can get.
Awesome.
Definitely. I got so much going on right now that I'm like, oh my
No,
God. But
we understand.
yes, definitely. I
Awesome.
saw
And
a question here about persistency. That's a great question.
yeah,
My persistency, guys, with 1.2 million almost in July, was a 96%. And it has been 98, 97, 90. This is why I do IULs. With final expense was between 65 and 70, and maybe 75. That's tough. You drop and you put it in and they gone. Put it in and it's so much work. What do we do in our agency? We do a policy delivery for every client. What that means, we have a PowerPoint, we show them. So it's like, I didn't sell the policy and we're done. No, there's another step. You were going to get back on Zoom, and I'm going to show you what you already have. Now you have the policy approved. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you this is already here. This is the living benefits, everything about your policy. I'm going to sign you into the portal for that company, so you know where to look for stuff, where to change beneficiary, all the servicing of your policy. I'm going to give you all of those tools, and then I'm going to give you all my information again, and I'm going to get referrals from you, because we're going to help the whole family. And that's how you keep persistency. And then during the time of application, you communicating with that client through the whole process. After, you keep communicating every 6 months. You do a policy review every year. So you just kind of stay, those clients are for life. So you have to keep, nurturing and working with them. That's how I do it in my team.
awesome. I love that. I love that. Simple, easy to do, right? Just schedule it
Yeah.
and make it happen.
Just help
Love it.
clients. They like us, guys. They have families. They love their family. That's why they're doing this. Just treat them the
Yeah.
way.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's funny. I'm glad you said that because you're right. Just because somebody speaks a different language doesn't mean anything. My sister-in-law is from Russia.
Oh wow.
She speaks Russian. My
Oh my.
nieces will be speaking Russian. So I'm learning some words, right? So, but guess what? They're human. It's just a different language. And so once we break down those walls and remember that everybody's human, I think it's going to make the whole world a better place for sure.
And I
Yeah.
honestly, most of my clients, I work in English when I do IELTS. Like my team works in Spanish and I build in Spanish. But I've always sold in English. Like I've sold in Spanish to train my team, and so they could hear me selling, and that's great. And I do that. But I honestly didn't want to use the leads. I'm like, they need the leads. I can speak English. They don't. Keep the leads, right? I call the English one. Really, for that reason, I said I keep selling in English and let them sell in Spanish because that way they could keep all the leads that are coming in Spanish. So, but I'm excited to be here. My sister's waiting for me, so I'm
No,
gonna
thank you.
stay in touch with you guys. I'm gonna promise you, KG and Krista, that on Monday you guys get stuff from me when I get back home and I'm in my office. Message me in the afternoon so I can put a little package together and send it to you guys so you have some
Thank
things
you.
to work with. And if you have any questions, by all means, sisters, I'm here. Anything you need. Let's do this.
Hey, thank you. I
You're a
can't wait to
blessing.
see you in Ignite again.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a really big, huge hug. This time I gave you a hug in Cancun. I'm gonna give you a bigger hug in Florida in a
Please
couple of
do.
months.
Please do.
And I just thank you so much for taking time. Tell your sister thank you for sharing
Of
you
course.
with us for tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. And I can't wait to see you in October.
Let's do it,
Ladies,
girls.
another Thrive on the books. I tell
Yes.
you,
Thank you
we
so
did it.
much.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Guys,
Appreciate it.
God
ladies,
bless
Thank
we'll
you
see
you.
you next
all.
Thank
month
you. Have a
for
blessed
another
night.
episode of
Thank you,
Thrive.
Digna.
Be sure to text me and
Wow.
make sure that you join Thrive in the WhatsApp. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
Thank you.
night. Thank
Bye,
you. Thank you.
ladies.